Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're going to do a weight loss success story on the carnivore diet coming up next. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and I am so excited for this episode to do a weight loss success story update on the carnivore diet with my amazing inspiration, Jordan So Keto. If you want to see part one, part two of our previous interview, go down in the description link below. And while you're down there, smash that like button, click subscribe to see all things keto, intermittent fasting, and weight loss. And make sure you sign up for my free weekly Wednesday weight loss email, my gift to you. I'm ready to dive in with our interview with Jordan.
Yay.
Hi, Jordan.
Hey.
Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful. This was kind of like a last minute, we were chit-chatting on Instagram today, and you're like, oh, we can talk about it more. So if y'all don't know Jordan, I'm going to have her do a quick introduction. But first, her Instagram is probably the most inspiring Instagram handle that I follow. So I will make sure that is also in the description link below too, if you need some extra oomph in your weight loss inspiration and motivation. So Jordan, can you share with the viewers a little bit about your story or your weight loss story if they haven't seen part one and part two?
Yeah. So my name is Jordan. I live here in Texas, and I started my weight loss journey, or fat loss journey, whatever you want to call it, back in June of 2018. I started out, I was 290 pounds, and in about 10 months, I lost 113 pounds on keto, strict keto. And I started this whole journey because I had an ultrasound done on my ovaries and saw that they were inflamed and covered in cysts. I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, for those of you that are wondering what that acronym means. And I knew I had the disease prior to this ultrasound, but I had never seen it inside my body before. So it, needless to say, scared the crap out of me. And so I decided to start researching what would be the best thing to help cure that PCOS. So I came across the keto diet, and I started this journey to cure my PCOS. I didn't even start it to lose weight, but then all of a sudden I started losing weight, and I was like, this is cool. So yeah, I started keto, and within the course of 10 months, I lost 113 pounds. I count total carbs. That's just something that I've done from the beginning, because for me personally, it was easier. And I've always eaten a very fatty, meat heavy keto. So that just means that about 90% of the food that I ate was meat, fatty meat. And that was what I ate. And then I would have some, avocados and pickles and stuff. I'm kind of notorious for that on my page. So, and we'll get into it in a minute here, but we are going to talk about, how recently I have actually transitioned to carnivore, which is all meat. So
yeah, which people have been asking me, and the amazing viewers have been like, Elizabeth, are you doing carnivore? And I was afraid. And then I saw on your Instagram, you've been doing it, and it was very inspiring. Like, oh wow, she's doing it, and you're having great success. So can you share a little bit for folks, what is carnivore diet if they don't know what carnivore is?
So carnivore is where you just eat meat. Like, your diet consists of animal-based products, and that can actually range as much as you want to have it be. So you can start, with cheese and all the eggs and all the, butter and, just anything that comes from an animal, you can have it, basically, is what this diet means. People, I think, get confused because then they see that, they say you can't have cheese, or, they say you can't do that. Like, just, it's okay. You can have anything that comes from an animal. It's okay. And the purpose of doing this is because it is very healing to your body, even more so than keto. It's basically like keto on steroids, I guess, is like a really good description of it. Because it's zero carbs. So keto, the focus is, as Elizabeth says to you guys all the time, low carb, moderate protein, high fat. Carnivore is zero carb because you're only eating animal-based products, but it's more, I would say, in the realms of almost 50-50 protein to fat, because you're not eating any carbs. So, you know what I mean? It kind of satiates both the same way.
And do you feel, speaking of satiation, which I never pronounce properly, being
Satiation.
full. Satiation. Satiation. In terms of being full, so do you feel full all the time? Is that one of the benefits of carnivore, or is it not? It's not like that. I've done one day.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So like when you first start carnivore and you're like, okay, that's it. Like I want to do carnivore. I want to give it at least a month. Now this sounds really crazy, but you need to eat a lot of meat. A lot of meat. Like I would start out eating a pound of meat for breakfast, a pound of meat for lunch, and a pound of meat for dinner. And the reason why you're doing that, and I know it sounds crazy, people are like, what? But the reason why you're doing that is because it is going to help combat the cravings that come along with cutting everything out. And it seems crazier than it actually is. It's actually really satisfying to like sit down and eat that much meat in one sitting. You're like, this is great. There's nothing wrong with this diet, you know?
Yeah.
And so pretty much the focus is to make sure you're getting enough meat and to make sure you're getting enough salt. That's the two most important components. If you're doing those two things, then you'd probably be fine. And so I've been keeping up with my meat intake the first 2 days. I've only been doing this like a week right now, guys. So I'm still kind of like a newbie. But the first 2 days I ate like 3 pounds of meat a day, but I felt good. Like I wasn't bloated. Yeah. There was none of that. Like you didn't feel distended or anything, you know, I felt good. And then as time has gone on the last couple of days, actually, I've been kind of eating more like 2 pounds of meat a day, I would say. And I've been feeling good, but I've just been actually able to listen to when I'm actually hungry. So like, it's so crazy how quickly carnivore works, and it actually really hacks your hunger hormones more than keto ever could. It's insane. It's really cool.
My mouth is open. I feel like I need to close it. I'm getting flies over it. Like I'm fascinated. So you've been doing it a week. What have been your carnivore results? Like what has been some of the benefits from doing carnivore?
So the benefit is I don't like, okay, so like even when on keto, like I would crave sweets so bad, like so bad. And, you know, I would give in pretty frequently to it. But the only thing that happens is when you give into those things, it makes it worse. So, you know, because you give into it, then you're like, oh, I can have a little bit more. Oh, I can have a little bit more. I can do, you know, and it just kind of builds from there. And it's like it's a snowball. Yeah. And so for me, the nice thing that's happened is I haven't had any sweet cravings. In the last 2 days, I have had 0 sweet cravings at all. Like for me, if it's not meat, I don't want it now. And it's weird because I used to love avocado, man. I just, avocado is so good. But I thought about eating some and I was like, I don't want that. Really? And that is insane. Yeah. And I literally thought yesterday about just like having like a pickle. I was like, oh, I'll just eat a pickle. It'll be fine. But then I went to do it and I was like, I don't want it. You know, like it literally turns off carb cravings, like period. Like it's cool.
That is amazing. What are you drinking? Is that coffee?
It's Diet Dr. Pepper.
I was just going to ask you, I was like, which Diet Dr. Pepper is my, like,
it's my jam.
It's like meth. Not that I've ever done meth. I've never done drugs, but but like I love Diet Dr. Pepper. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. I only have one like once, like not that often, but I
this is the only one I've had this week. So I mean, I'm not perfect, but you know, whatever.
Which I love. I love that you share that on your Instagram. Like you share, you're so authentic, and I love it because it's real. It's Royal Weight Loss meets real life of how you've lost so much fat and changed your life. And by the way, P.S., I saw, not from you, you're so sweet, and this is why I like so appreciate you so much. Like you didn't, I didn't see it. You sharing that you were in Yahoo News, and it pulls up on someone else's social media, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Jordan. She's on like Yahoo News, blowing it up as like the main feature of the day is Jordan. So
yeah, it was pretty cool. They reached out to me through my Facebook page, and they were like, hey, we want to interview you. And it was pretty quick, but I mean, it was cool. I didn't think it was going to blow up like that, but the day it launched, like I got all these messages and all these people like, oh my God, did you see her in Yahoo? And I was like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
That's so cool. I'm behind the curve. So I'm like the tailwind, like the plane trail like that. I'm like, I love that word. Okay, quick editor's note. We're adding this back in because I think we thought it was really an important thing to add.
Yeah.
So Jordan, can you share a little bit more about weight gain potentially and measurements and stuff like that?
Okay, so when you first start carnivore, if you're eating enough food, if you're eating, taking in, enough salt, like I said before, like you need to eat a lot of meat to make it through this adaptation phase. You may see a very slight increase in weight on the scale. It is nothing to panic about. It is just because you need to eat meat to make it through your cravings. That's why you're eating so much meat, because you're transitioning over into not eating any carbs at all. Then what's going to happen is you're going to need to pay more attention to measurements. So you can step on the scale maybe every other week, maybe once a month, maybe something like that, but you need to pay more attention to the way your clothes fit, to the measurements on your body, and how you feel more than the scale ever. Like, I'm probably not going to weigh myself for another month, just to so then I have more ways of seeing, how I feel in my progress. So don't rely on the scale with this way of eating. I would definitely take measurements and go by how you feel. So
one more thing also, do you do intermittent fasting, or do you have intentions to do intermittent fasting with carnivore, or is it just eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner to switching over to having the no carbs?
So the first 2 days I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner just because I was like, okay, well, I just need to do this the right way. I need to make sure I'm eating enough meat. So I did breakfast, lunch, and dinner the first 2 days. And then by the third day, I was kind of like, I don't really want breakfast. I just didn't want it. But so then I kind of have transitioned, I would say, more into like a 18-6 intermittent fasting thing, just naturally by eating that way. And that's pretty normal for my body anyway, because I've done a lot of intermittent fasting and stuff. You would see it on the last interview that we did, which I know you have linked down below and everything. But I find that doing maybe more like an 18-6 intermittent fasting, so like I'll have like basically just lunch and dinner, kind of works much better for me. So
love it. And that's helpful to know too, that just getting into this new way, this is a total paradigm shift. Like how fasting is a paradigm shift. This is a paradigm shift of like no carbs.
It absolutely is. So like, especially, when you first start with something like this, just don't worry about fasting. Like just eat enough meat so that you get full and you're very satiated. That's what you're looking for. And then like how I just told you, you just kind of naturally feel satiated. So you don't really feel the need to eat breakfast, so.
I love it. Thank you so much for adding this edited clip in. So snacking, can we talk a little bit about snacking? Because I've seen this on your Instagram page. You're talking about like nighttime snacking and stuff like this. Was the switch to carnivore from any of that? Or have you feel like your like nighttime snacking has pretty much stopped?
So like with keto, especially the last couple months here, I kind of felt like I didn't really have a really strong hold on it like I used to. And that's just from like life circumstances, life happens, guys. So I felt like I wanted to snack more at night, and I noticed that I was like doing that more. That's a bad habit that I used to have. I kind of got out of it for a long time, for about a year. And then the last couple months here, I would say that it's kind of like crept back on, just because I'm like, oh, well, I'm just, laying around on the couch with my husband, so I'm going to have a snack and, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? Or like dessert or like a mug cake or, just like things like that. And I found that number one, it was making my anxiety issues 10 times worse. So that was not fun. And then two, it was making my carb cravings worse. So I just found that, the snacking at night and the snacking in the evening is something that carnivore has helped immensely. Like as soon as I'm done eating, I don't want any more food. I'm good. Like I might, have the one thing that I found that like, because it's a mental thing, more than anything, you're not actually hungry. That's the thing. You're not really hungry. So what I'll do is if I think I'm like, oh God, like I really want something, I'll just heat up a cup of bone broth or something, just something, small. It's not really dense or anything, but it kind of gives you that feeling like, oh, I'm doing something, you know? So yeah, that's probably about as far as I'll go, but that was only like maybe 2 nights this week that I did that. So yeah, I would say carnivore is like the ultimate like hack for all that stuff.
So, which that was right there. That's a super hack. So if people are finding this video of value, make sure you smash the like button, click subscribe, because so other people can see this video and share it with people, you know, because I think that like that for me right there, that's my takeaway. Bone broth. Hello. Like I don't have to have that every night, but because I too, and it makes my anxiety through the roof when I eat late at night, then the next day I'm just carb cravings, like you said, and anxiety through the roof. And this is putting some of the pieces together for me. And I'm sure for other people too, that like, oh, like getting in that habit, man, it leads to this puffery right here. It's come back.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
like, I have the puffery.
Like, you break out around here and everything too. And at least I do. I don't know.
Yes, me too. So how long do you think that you'll do carnivore for? Like do you have a game plan for that, or just going to kind of see how it goes each day by day?
So, pretty much the reason why I've gone carnivore is because, and you guys, if you go follow me on Instagram, you'll see I talk occasionally, not very often, about trying to conceive. I have PCOS, so automatically that kind of just, makes it more difficult. So I, through much research, have decided that carnivore is going to be the ultimate way, I think, to really get my body as healthy as possible for whenever my husband and I have a baby. We don't know when that's going to happen. That's all, in God's timing. But I want to get my body as healthy as I can for that. And so right now, I would say I'm taking it week by week. So far, I've made it through an entire week, which I never thought I would ever do. I never thought I could give up avocado. I never thought I could give up any of that stuff, but I have. It's possible. That stuff will always be there, and I think for right now, I'll just kind of take it week by week and see how I feel. And if I feel, maybe one day, a month from now, 2 months from now, I want some greens or something, maybe I'll do it and then see how I feel. If my body doesn't respond well to it, okay, that's fine. I won't, I won't keep forcing it,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So the Countess normally doesn't, I love when I talk about myself in third person, but the Countess normally doesn't talk about like poops and pees. People ask me all the time and I'm like, I don't want to answer your poop questions. I'm not a medical professional.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to ask
poop happens,
No, Dr. Berry says that. I'm like, I don't. But so I have to ask a poop question. I'll ask a stomach question. Does it make your stomach hurt?
What? Just eating meat? No.
Okay.
And I am very regular. I have no issues with any of that. And the biggest thing, and then, the reason why people have issues going to the bathroom is because they're not keeping up with their electrolytes. So you need to keep up with your electrolytes. That's going to make sure that you go regularly, whatever regularly is for you. That's fine. I don't want to know. And make sure you're keeping up with your salt, especially on carnivore. If you don't eat enough salt, you're not going to go to the bathroom.
So I know what that means, but other people may not. What do you mean by keeping up with salt? Can you explain specifically what that means?
Okay. So like for me, I use Redmond's real salt. It's from an ancient sea here in the United States. It's based out of, I think, like around Salt Lake City in Utah, somewhere over there. It's good salt, guys. So basically what I mean is salt your food, right? And then if you find throughout the day, if you start to feel kind of like sluggish, you feel like you're getting a little bit of a headache randomly, it's not necessarily like, oh, I need to drink a bunch of water. That's not always the case. Obviously drink when you're thirsty, but if you just take a little, just in the palm of your hand, just maybe a little tiny, like half teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt, and just, put it in your mouth and down it, and, swallow it, whatever, you're going to find you're going to feel pretty good in about 5 minutes, because that's what your body needs. Salt is very essential for human beings. We need it. All mammals need salt. And so if you deny yourself that, you're going to have those issues like leg cramps. You're going to have issues like constipation. You're going to have issues like, you're not going to digest stuff well. You're going to have headaches, things like that. So yeah, make sure you get salt in. So as a guide, okay. So like I'm a woman in my mid-20s. I take like 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt throughout the day on top of what I salt my food with. And I feel fantastic. So yeah.
So from our last interview that we did, which you're just such an inspiration, not just, I need to take that out. You are an inspiration for how you've changed your life. What would you say have been your top 3 weight loss or fat loss tips for people to help for encouragement?
I would say you need to have a why. You need to have, for me, my why is that I want to heal my body so that I can be a mom. That's just plain and simple. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly why I'm on this journey. Number 2 is consistency. You need to be consistent with your diet choices. So like if you're the kind of person where you're like, oh, well, I want to, do this for a little bit and then I'm going to have a cheat meal. You're just going to set yourself up for failure. If you think you can truly handle it, okay, go ahead and try it. You're probably not going to feel good. And you really, really might derail yourself. You got to be careful. That can be really triggering. So consistency is key. And number 3 is have an accountability partner. So for me, obviously on my Instagram, I've got like thousands of accountability partners, but on a real life basis, my main accountability partner is my husband. And then also my sister-in-law, we've been on this keto journey together too. So, when I need real life accountability, I go to them. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. And have you started incorporating gym lifting, or not even lifting, but gym workouts, body movement into your weight loss repertoire?
So I just got a gym membership, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago or something. I joined Planet Fitness and all that stuff. And, I tell people all the time, I did not work out to lose the weight that I've lost. I'm doing it now because it's a benefit for me. It helps my anxiety. It helps my, just overall mood during the day. Even if I only have 20 minutes, I do my best to go to the gym at least minimum of 3 times a week. And I just run on the treadmill or something, just something really simple, just so that, I show up for me, so it's been good. It's been a good addition. But I will say this past week with changing to carnivore, I have not gone to the gym because I don't want to stress myself out.
Yeah.
And everything. So I wanted to take this week to really focus on implementing the diet changes and stuff. So,
because I know I'm going to get it in the comments. So reviewing some of the foods for the carnivore diet can people have seafood? Because that's the thing. They can have seafood like shrimp, crab, any sort of meat, pork, bacon. I'm trying to think of every possible
chicken, duck, turkey, beef, bison, lamb, God, if it's an animal, you can eat it.
And the byproducts of that, such as butter.
Exactly. Butter,
sour cream,
cheese, eggs, sour cream,
heavy cream.
Clotted cream, I think. Don't quote me on clotted cream. I don't know. I know what's that brand? The Good Culture, cottage cheese. That's a pretty good brand. I like that brand. They're pretty low in carbs for what it is. And you can have that. I wouldn't really go for cream cheese because cream cheese isn't really actually an actual cheese. It's a thickened cheese with carob gum and stuff. So I wouldn't really go for cream cheese. But any animal things, bone broth. You could have sugar-free beef jerky if you want to, pork rinds, as long as there's no maltodextrin, MSG, sugar, any kind of weird stuff on them. I would stay pretty clean with those. I would just make sure the ingredients on your pork rinds say just fried pork skins and salt. It's crazy, the amount of stuff that you can eat.
Yeah. That's
it's really not, it's not as restrictive as you would think it would be. So.
Wow. We went to my hot husband and I went to Red Lobster earlier today he's doing OMAD. And so I was like, I want to go to Red Lobster because our little boy was at my in-laws house. And I'm like,
nice.
This is fabulous. But then I was worried about the seasoning on it. I'm like, oh man, but I did get a lobster tail and some fish and I had it with butter and it was, and I know that like, I know eating out can be the best, but still I was like, I am so daggone full. Like I am really full. This is great.
I love lobster.
Fasting to like that. I'm like, yes, this is so good.
So good. Yeah, we're about to have shrimp after we finish up here. So I'm gonna make some shrimp. So excited about it.
You just cook the best meals because you're a chef, so you cook really well.
Yeah, I'm just gifted like that. So
my husband's like, in your next life, can you be a chef? Because I'm like horrible. So I'm like, feeds my family, but one day. Well, thank you so much thank you so much. Like you were just such a gift to the keto community, carnivore community, and women trying to lose weight that we can do this too. And you are in my prayers. I have shared with you. I have a whole, it was like downloaded to me in a dream, which my dreams are not wrong. My dreams are not wrong. So anyways, thank you so much for your time away from your hot husband to be here to be with us.
He's very hot right now playing video games. Doesn't even know I said that.
On? Does he have a little headset on?
Yeah, he does. He just looked over it. I love you.
Mr. Jordan So Keto is fabulous.
Mr. Jordan So Cute.
Everybody make sure you click make sure you click subscribe. I'm going to put Jordan's information for her amazing, and if you're not following her on Instagram, go scoodle over after you watch this and go follow Jordan because she is a wealth of information clearly, and one of the people that motivates me on a daily basis. So thanks all. Thanks for being here. So
yeah, thanks guys.
Yay! Let's make it anything we'll do before we close out. Anything else you want to impart wisdom on? I didn't ask that. That was probably rude of me, but.
I didn't even think about it. I don't know. Eat meat. Don't worry about restricting anything. Don't think you need to, I only need to eat like this much food. Like stop it. Eat until you're full. That's it. Don't restrict. Eat until you're full. Get your salt in. You're good.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. High five, sister. Have a great night.
You too.